Welcome to the show, everybody. It's the Crypto Lark. Today, we're going to be discussing the Cardstack Token sale. They are aiming to create the software stack that will enable the user experience layer of the internet. Before we get into what all that means, a quick shout out, as always, to everyone who's been hitting that like button, and of course, everyone who's been subscribing to the channel. If you're not subscribed to the channel yet, make sure to hit that button down below, or the bell, to stay up to date with all of the latest in the crypto space. Furthermore, this is of course not professional financial advice. This is just a dude talking about cryptocurrencies on the internet. This is a token sale. Please do your own due diligence before putting your own money on the line. There's always a certain amount of risk involved. Furthermore, this sale unfortunately excludes citizens of the United States, as well as Cuba, Iran, and North Korea, for all my audience members out there in those countries. And finally, the team at Cardstack has reached out to me to do a sponsored review of their project. However, I have of course reserved the right to do an open and honest review, so let's get into it. Of course, to understand why Cardstack is such a fascinating project, we have to understand the problem. The problem is that currently, applications exist in silos. We have applications on our device, we have applications living in the cloud, we have blockchain applications, but they all exist apart. There are so many apps and there are so many subscriptions to those apps. Currently, of course, the tech giants are capturing the majority of the value. Cardstack is aiming to bring all of that together. Now, Cardstack has been in development for some years already. They're aiming to have progressive decentralization, so more applications moving to blockchain over time. They want to be the user experience layer of the internet, so the internet centers on you instead of the other way around. It will be open source. Currently, it is running on the Ethereum testnet. They want a sustainable software ecosystem coordinated by smart contracts. They want to bridge the gap between the blockchain and the cloud. Essentially, what they're going to be doing: mix and match, drag and drop apps and dApps in an open digital world. You make your data as networked or as sovereign as you want it to be. These are all really great concepts, but let's break down just how they're going to be bringing that to life. The guys over at Cardstack are aiming to do this using what they call cards, or essentially units of information. They'll be expendable, they'll be embeddable, attachable, chained, cloned, versioned, everything you can imagine them doing. They'll also be using something called 4 edges, so this will be providing common functionalities from web apps and provide them as part of the Cardstack environment. New apps can be created, modified, remixed, all that stuff by the end user, guys. Again, this is mix and match apps. Such a cool idea, taking all the great functionalities you love of one thing and putting them all together and letting you have a richer user experience on the internet. If you're a developer, you can of course use the Cardstack Framework SDK to make card-based apps that other people can of course get subscriptions to. Essentially, they want a sustainable marketplace for open source development. Now they'll be using a consensus protocol called Tally. So essentially, we're going to have off-chain aggregation and on-chain finality. There is such a rich amount of technical information available on the Cardstack website. I chose not to present all the details here today, but I would highly recommend that you go over there. They've got 4 different papers that you can read through, and they give an amazing depth of well thought out information. So much of what Cardstack is aiming to do comes back to the Cardstack token. Now, it is a hybrid utility token, work and reward brought together. We have the utility functions. This enables end users to mix and match apps. If you are an app maker, it allows you to register those apps in the marketplace. There is a reward pool, which is distributed back to makers. There is governance, there's coin locking, There are analytics miners, so there's something called proof of analytics. This will be for mining rewards. So miners will be the ones who calculate the analytics and they'll be rewarded in turn. We're going to have smart contracts. We're going to have oracles. We're going to have token burning going on. And we're also going to have software and service coupon pegged to dollar value, which is pretty cool too. So there's a lot going on here with this token. Having a look at the team, we have the exact kind of people you would want to have involved in such a project. We have Chris, he's the founding director, co-founder of other companies, and also former head of R&D at McGraw-Hill Labs. We have Ed, he's the lead dev right now. He's the creator of something called Liquid Fire, formerly of Media Labs and Akamai Security. And the biographies go on and on like that. We have lots of people here with really good experience, the kind of people that you want to have developing your project. And the team's quite large at the moment as well, which I find quite encouraging. Again, this is not a totally new project. They've been in development for a few years now, so they have got their ducks in a row. However, as far as partners and advisors go, we do have a few good partners here. Obviously, we would like to see this partner list added to moving forward, and we are kind of missing some of those big personality advisors, which a lot of other ICOs do manage to attract. Not that that's a total negative, but that is something to keep in mind. We do have some great firms behind them though. Let's have a look at the roadmap. We already see a list of things that they have accomplished back in 2017, like search and discovery and content management, for example. Moving forward, the things that are currently in development, things like contextual messaging, global billing, membership affiliations, as well as working on Docker containers and a list of other things. Planning stages only at the moment will be Cardstack for networks, so going much above and beyond what will simply be available for developers and users. We'll see things like the card catalog come in and stakeholder governance, for example. They already have 20 cards developed over on their GitHub. You can pop over there and check that out. But overall, they've already accomplished a lot. A lot is currently in development, and I like where they're heading with the roadmap. Let's talk about some of the concerns that you might want to have in mind when going into the sale. One is, of course, is there actually a demand for this in the market currently? How big is the problem? How inconvenient do most people find it that they have 20 different apps and 10 different blockchain applications and so on and so forth? I find it to be problematic. I would like a better solution to that, but maybe the market doesn't feel the same way. We also need adoption. Even if people want it, they have to actually start using it. We have to get developers to actually be developing on it. And yes, there is a reward mechanism, so I think that people will come to it. But nevertheless, that's something that they do have to overcome. And of course, marketing. They have to work on how they're going to market this to people, how they're going to get people interested in using Cardstack, not just developers, but of course, end users as well. That being said, overall, I think that the vision behind Cardstack is really cool. The idea, definitely something that has great market value. I like the idea of progressive decentralization, and especially I think that this is going to happen via familiar routes. So this isn't seeking to totally upend and replace everything that people know, but actually to slowly integrate blockchain into this in a progressive fashion over time, which is pretty cool. This is solving a real problem. Whether or not the market considers it to be a real problem, of course, remains to be seen. The team is solid. We've got an active GitHub. It is a great tool for the future of the decentralized internet, which is, of course, always great. And there are also plans to support new blockchains in the future and those new blockchains dApps. So it's not just focused on Ethereum. They're already looking, okay, Cardano, EOS, NEO, all those guys. How are we going to be able to incorporate that in the future as well? Let's talk about the sale. Now they're raising $35 million. That is the hard cap. They're selling 40% of their tokens in total. Now at the time of the token generation event, that'll have a total of 6 billion tokens. There'll be another 4 billion tokens emitted over the next 10 years as analytics mining rewards. There was only a 10% bonus for the pre-allocation, which is not a big sale by any means as far as the discount goes. So I don't think we're going to see that heavy sales pressure on the market like we see with so many token sales where they have huge discounts and then we see heavy pressure after that as people come in selling, driving the price down. They'll be doing some post-sale airdrops as well. 8% of the total token supply will be airdropped out. 10% of the tokens are staying with the ecosystem, 20% with the foundation, and 22% going to advisors and team. The price for one card will be 0.17 cents approximately during the sale. It's a pretty reasonable price. Obviously, there is a big supply of tokens, but nevertheless, I think this is a project that does have a good forward opportunity potential. If you want to get involved, you do have to sign up for the whitelist, guys. So there'll be a link down below for that. Make sure you sign up if you do want to get involved in this sale. Let me know what you guys think about the Cardstack token sale in the comment section down below. Do you think it's a great idea? Do you think the market's ready for it? Let me know what you think. Long live the blockchain, and peace out till next time.